Right, okay, so this is the first day of the fast. As you can see from that mountainous region at the start, the dawn phenomenon's doing work on me. I always inject, well, a few units of No.2 Rapid when I wake up, normally between 1.5 and 3.5, depending on what my initial blood sugars are. But usually the dawn phenomenon wins out anyway and sort of creates that peak. And then the rest of the peak is the rest of the peaks throughout the rest of the day. Basically because I reduced my basal the night before when I probably shouldn't have done, so I was climbing basically throughout the day after that dawn phenomenon initial peak, and I was then correcting with No.2 Rapid, and then as you can see I dipped quite a bit there, and then yeah, it's basically a bit up and down, and it takes a little while to settle in. So the first day, the second half of the first day I kind of settled down a little bit, but not too much, and we shall now move on to the next day. Okay, so here we are on day 2, and yeah, it looks pretty terrible. But the red line at the start of the day, when I was doing blood tests, I was between 4.2 and 4.4, so I was at the lower end of what is normal, so I wasn't actually low. The mid spike was from a run, and although the Libra said that I went up to about 13.6 when I came home and did blood tests, and the highest was actually 9.6, so that sort of spike was nowhere near as big as it actually appears. And then once again, just as in the previous day, the second half of the day I'd levelled out and was within the sort of normal range, so pretty happy with that. And we'll move on to day 3. Right, so here's day 3's blood sugar. The red bar again, once again I wasn't low when I was doing blood tests, I was just at the low range of normal, so just above 4 millimole. And in the middle there I had another spike, and I believe that's because I did some press-ups, and that tends to give a quick rise. But once again with the blood tests I find that the rise on the Libra's a bit exaggerated compared to what's actually happening, so once again I don't think that rise was quite as big as it appears. And once again the second half of the day is very level, very stable, and within the normal range. Right, okay, so here's my blood sugars from day 4, and as you can see they're within the normal range throughout the entire day, so very happy with this day. I did have to inject some No.2 Rapid throughout the day, just in small amounts, half unit every now and then, just to keep his level, but yeah, very happy with those. I just wish it was like that easy to do it on a day with food, but never mind, eh? And yeah, we'll move on to day 5. Right, okay, so here's day 5's blood sugars. As you can see, there's a very tiny dip at the start of the, well, just after midnight, and I did actually go a little bit low there. I don't know whether that's because I had too much basal insulin, or whether I'd taken berberine for the first time, and that's supposed to have a glucose lowering effect. I took that the previous day in the afternoon, so I don't know whether it's either one of those or a combination of those two. So I did have to have a little bit of dextrose, and you can see it spiked as a back up, and then I carried on going down. However, the second dip, where it actually goes red, wasn't low when I did a blood test. It was just over 4 millimole, and yeah, so the rest of the day is pretty much okay. You can see a spike in the middle there again. I think once again that was from doing some press ups, and once, as with all the other days, I had to inject occasional units, half units of No.2 Rapid, but overall very happy with the blood sugars throughout the fast. And here we have day 6. So this is over the first half of the day up until 4 in the afternoon. I was fasting, and then I started eating again. The first thing to say is that I had quite a low at the start, and I think that might be once again the same as the previous night, a combination of too much basal and potentially the berberine. I had to have 3 dextrose for that to bring that back up. So yeah, I definitely have to lower my basal next time if I go for this length of time. And you can kind of see the spike where I start eating again. I probably didn't inject enough bolus, or not soon enough, because I had some tomatoes and mushrooms, and I expected it not to have too much impact, but it did have quite a bit more impact than I anticipated. But overall they didn't spike too much, so yeah, pretty happy with that as well. So yeah, overall very good. And this is day 7 and the last day that I'm done the recording for this video. But yeah, so what I did was I did 6 basal insulin the previous evening at 10 o'clock, thinking obviously I've eaten, so I thought up it again, but not to the full amount, because I would usually have 10 basil. But clearly that was still way too much, so I think next time I'm going to have around 2 units of basil. The initial dip is where, well, I woke up where you can see a spike in the middle of that, two red bars, and I had a banana there, so even with the banana I carried on going low. So yeah, definitely way too much basil, and the spike at the end is just a slight overcorrection, but it didn't end up going too far in the end. So but yeah, that's all my blood sugars that I've sort of logged for this time. I will do more blood sugar logs throughout my sort of vlogging career, just to see, well, just to let you guys know what's happening, and also to keep track of it myself. So yeah, I hope you find this video interesting anyway, but this is my kind of summary as to my results of my second fast, and I thoroughly look forward to doing another one, and I shall also do a video sort of summarising my experience and just going over the things that I will do differently next time, just to try and improve the experience even further. So yeah, hope you found this useful, and I shall see you in the next one.